The names and ages of 9 people gunned down in a mass shooting in Oregon released in just the last few hours. Their ages 18 to 67. Still, so many questions as to why the gunman did it. CCTV's Mark New joins us live from Roseburg, near the college campus where it all happened. Mark, what can you tell us?
Mike, police have confirmed that the shooter killed 9 people. The shooter was later killed during an exchange with the police. They have not said yet exactly how that happened and how he died. 3 of the victims were just 18 years old. The 67-year-old killed was actually a teacher. 2 of the victims were family members of local emergency service and firefighters. Mercy Medical Center has said that after the shootings, 10 victims were taken in with gunshot wounds to the head, throat, and torso. 1 person died during surgery. The deceased shooter has been identified as 26-year-old Chris Harper Mercer from nearby Winchester. He was reportedly an Army boot camp dropout who failed to meet standards. He also studied mass killings, believe it or not, and the ATF has taken over the investigation. They've discovered 6 guns at the school location, 6 guns that belonged to the shooter. They also found 7 at his home. He also was wearing body armor that was found at the school location. Oregon Governor Kate Brown says there's no easy solution to end the gun violence.
Oregon has worked continuously to prevent these kind of tragedies, but they continue to happen here and across the nation. And it is going to keep happening until we decide we want to stop. There is no single solution that will prevent every shooting, but we must and we will do better to prevent these types of senseless violence.
All of the guns were purchased legally, Mike.
It's interesting, Mark, watching today, there's a lot of news conferences. Kate Brown, of course, Senator Wyden speaking at one of them, and then, of course, these doctors who were so heroic speaking as well. But then there was also a news conference here in Washington, D.C. President Obama expressing outrage over gun control. Flags at the White House now flying at half-staff. Any local reaction to gun control there?
Well, it's interesting. The local officials here have tried to stay out of the politics. Sheriff John Hanlon, who has been leading much of the investigation, recently actually wrote a letter to Vice President Joseph Biden saying that gun control was not the answer. I talked to Mayor Larry Rich, asked him for reaction on Obama's statement. He said, well, people are going to politicize it, and that it needs to be a broader picture. Gun control laws can be looked at, but we need to take a look at mental health and broader aspects. This is obviously a very big hunting state. Politicians are likely not to want to offend gun owners, recreational and law-abiding gun owners. But it's interesting because the Democratic governor, Kate Brown, who we saw earlier, actually passed a law just several months ago, the first one in 14 years that really cracked down and made gun control laws tighter, as their background checks during private gun sales were required. So she has been a supporter of that, and that was part of a campaign by Michael Bloomberg to target local congresspeople to which states could pass pro-gun legislation, anti-gun legislation. So it's all been brewing for some time, but we'll see whether President Obama's words actually instill some further action in the coming days, Mike.
All right, Mark New live for us in Roseburg there.